This call is now being
This
recorded.
is Global Tel-Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
All right, so the mic's open, and you could go ahead and give us the details on what you remember when walking into the county jail, the Los Angeles County Jail.
Well, I think first of all, it's important to note that Men's Central County Jail, Men's Central Jail is probably one of the filthier places on planet Earth.
Right now that you mentioned that, do you remember Freeway Freddy?
Oh wow, yeah, Freeway Freddy. Okay, there are mice, rats in the county jail. There are, picture Skid Row. Skid Row with bars. And you would have the visual for Men's Central Jail. I was in a 6-man cell in the state module in 3600. And, it's just one of the worst situations that a human being can be in. You crammed in like sardines. And, everybody's from everywhere. Everyone has beef from the streets. So now everyone's fighting. I fought 12 people in the county jail and got jumped twice. It's a mess. It's a madhouse. The county jail is, and we were just talking about this the other day, a buddy of mine. It's crazy. The county jail is constructed in a way that is so horrible that when you ride and wake you up so early and you ride the bus to court, that it fatigues you. And I would guarantee you, if there was a scientific experiment done, it would prove that the conditions of the county jail, plus the early wake up and the bus ride, the long day that you sit in the holding tank for just to go into court for 2 minutes and walk out, not to mention going to trial and waiting while the jury is deliberating, it breaks people down. And I would be willing to bet that this is the reason why these district attorneys in Los Angeles' conviction rate is so high, because people plead out. Because the county is a horrible fucking place to be.
Not only that, you're forgetting about the dry runs.
Oh my goodness. I can't even count how many times I've slept on that bus, on going to the rally and coming back. And you're shackled to somebody else who probably don't have the best hygiene. The Los Angeles County Jail is a nightmare. And I know a lot of people go to Wayside, they go different places, and I didn't get that experience. I didn't get to take a trip up there. I stayed in the old county jail my whole tenure until I caught the chain in prison.
And just a moment ago, you mentioned that you were in a 6-man cell. What was the racial makeup of your cellies that were in that 6-man cell?
Oh, all black and brown. I think one time we had a white guy in there that was a floor sleeper, so there were 7 at one time, but all black and brown. I could count on my hands the times I saw white people in the county jail. I saw Robert Blake once, but he was in high power getting a visit, and I wasn't getting a visit. He was glasses, windows way away. He wasn't touching where we were at. Just all black and brown.
And what's what? Go ahead. I'll ask my question after.
Sometimes there'd be 2 blacks, 6 Mexicans. Sometimes it'd be 3. It'd be even, and it just vacillated.
And for our audience to get a clear understanding, what exactly is a floor sleeper? And you just said it was a 6-man cell, so why would there be a 7th person in there?
Well, a floor sleeper, it is exactly what it sounds like. They give you a mat, and they put it on the floor where there's a toilet, like a few feet from your head, and you sleep on the floor in the middle of the aisle, while everyone else is sleeping on bunks, albeit not comfortable bunks, at least off of the floor. And being on the floor in the county jail where the toilet constantly overflows and there are rats running around is not an ideal place.
So what you're saying is it's a very unsanitary situation.
It's squalor. it's inhumane to put somebody on the floor in that jail. Absolutely, definitely.
And who would be the ones
This
that
call
would
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
who would be the lucky ones that would end up sleeping on the floor? Who decides? Who decides who sleeps on the floor?
Brute strength. Brute strength. I remember when I was in the cell probably 2 or 3 days, and a brother from Pomona walked in, and we actually had a white dude, one of the only 2 white dudes in there, and the brother walked up to him, picked up the white dude's shoes, and handed it to him on the top bunk and said, "Put these on." And the white boy put on the shoes, and the brother beat the hell out of him, and the white boy was a floor sleeper. They fought for the bunk.
Wow. When an event like that happens, I thought things like that didn't happen. Like you could only interact or have interactions like that within your race.
You have what you call rebels, and frankly, in LA County Jail, I mean, back then, I don't know how it is now, but the white population was non-existent. So I mean, no Mexican or black is going to bat an eye over a brother or a Mexican beating up a white boy in the cell. I mean, no one cares.
So the whites were catching the blues in essence.
Oh, twice.
So did you take a plea deal, or did you take your case all the way to the box?
You know, I fought it the whole way. Like I said, my mentality when I was a criminal was to avoid detection, deny, lie until the very end. You know, they could have caught me with the gun smoking in my hand, and I would have told them that they didn't see what they thought they saw. So I took it to trial. They deliberated for 7 days and came back and found me guilty of second-degree murder and first-degree robbery for the robbery that happened in November 2000. They tried 2 separate cases 3 months apart in the same trial. And I got 9 years for first-degree robbery and 15 to life for second-degree murder. And they ran it consecutively, which turned out to be 24 to life.
And during this time when these events are transpiring, was the 3 strikes law a thing, and were they also including enhancements on your sentencing?
The 3 strikes law was in effect. At that time, I wasn't eligible to be a 3-striker. I was charged with 2 10-year gun enhancements for the robbery and for the murder, but the jury hung on the gun allegation on the murder, and the district attorney dismissed it. And I was found not guilty, ironically, of the gun allegation in the robbery, which was bizarre because Andrew got up on the stand and said that I walked into the house and I pulled the gun on him and I robbed him. I also had a 10-year gang enhancement, which I was initially convicted for. And so I had 34 to life, but on my initial appeal, the district attorney had filed like the wrong case statute. And so the California Appeals Court overturned that and kicked the 10-year gang enhancement out. And my case is actually case law.
That's good to know.
For the 10-year gang enhancement that got repealed.
let's go to the mood. You get sentenced. You walk back into the holding tank, and I'm pretty sure people are asking you questions. You know, how did you go to court? When they heard the outcome of your case, I'm pretty sure the mood in there was quite somber. Do you remember, like, what were your thoughts? What were you going through, or were you in disbelief? Did you think this was a dream? What state of mind were you in?
I was just angry. I was angry. I felt betrayed by my former gang. I felt like a victim. You know, I had a victim's mindset. And one of a rival gang member, he was down in the holding tank before I went upstairs. And when I came back down, I walked in, took off my shirt, and told him to get up. We got down. And so we fought. The deputies came in, and they didn't catch us actually because we separated before they came in. But they walked over to me, and I was breathing hard, so they like pulled me out and put me in a separate holding tank. And so I just sat in the small holding tank until the bus came and took me back to the county jail. So that was the day I got convicted. That was the events after that.
So you had to take out your frustration on somebody else.
Oh yeah, and I mean that lasted for years. You know, incrementally, but it lasted for years.
Do you remember how those holding tanks are? Do you kind of remember how many people are those holding tanks could hold?
The big one probably.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Maybe 20 people. Maybe 20
You know what?
people at the county jail. Probably 20 people.
So when you were going to court, what court were you going to exactly? Because I'm thinking you're going to LA Superior Court, but your case you caught it up in somewhere in the valley, right? So I'm assuming what are you going to, Van Nuys Court?
Van Nuys. Yep, exactly. Fun fact. When I was going to Van Nuys, on one of my court appearances, my brothers walk outside, and this cat, he's getting a divorce from his wife, and the attorney, his wife's divorce attorney, is there, and he walks up and starts shooting at the guy right outside of the courthouse, and the guy is actually ducking behind a fucking tree, trying not to get shot. I was in the courthouse when that happened.
I do remember seeing that in the news.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's Van Nuys Court.
So you end up getting a pretty much a life sentence, because at that time when you got life, you could have 1 day to life, and you were never gonna come home. That was it. You were done. Just put a fork in you. Just forget about it.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Man, you know what?
I hit Salinas Valley.
Let's go for one more if you got time.
All right.